Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we are back with a brand new video. I'm already laughing right at the gate. I'm falling back on the seat, people, because as I've just said, we are back with a brand new video. But I'll be honest to every single person that's clicking on to today's video, Avenir wasn't here, people, because of what that game actually put me through, especially the first 45 minutes. I'm talking about stress mixed with blood pressure, with a sprinkling of grey hairs just gone round and round and round, and a cauldron of pain and sadness that I genuinely thought I was away. But thankfully for us all, ladies and gentlemen, there was a bit of a response in the second half, sparked into life by another player who I continually sit here and talk about saying he needs to be in the starting 11. But the longer you watch today's video, the more you'll get my feelings on that bad boy. But aye, it was an ugly game, it was a tough game, it was a hard battling game of football, and you'd probably say you're expecting that, especially this time of year. But a week ago, we put them to the sword and ripped the game away for them for 25 minutes. I think we went into this game maybe a bit confident about what happened last week. Maybe Dundee could sense that they took the lead. And aye, it just all played its part in what was a very, very difficult game of football. But again, the only thing that was mattering going in to this weekend, if you'd have asked us, was just get the 3 points. And that's exactly what we got for the game. So there will be smiles throughout today's video, but aye, there's a mixture between smiles and stress as I try and calm down for what was a hard game to watch. But aye, as there is genuinely so much to talk about, from on the field incidences to off the frickin' field, we may as well roll right in to the game recap then, shall we, and start off by talking about how we lined up into this game, with Gio making a couple of changes where normally, you know, if you follow me online at Twitter and everything like that, I'm normally quite jokey and I get hyper, I send me meme videos if I really like the team or that. I didn't do that for the day, and the reason I didn't do that is because I looked at that midfield and I saw Scotty Arfield starting again, and I instantly got nervous. And again, I'm not trying to be digging anybody out or trying to be overly negative. I just have to tell you what I think. And what I think is, when Arfield starts lately, it just doesn't work. We're all over the place and we cannot get going. Because to me, it's no surprise that when he was replaced with Glenn Kamara that we started getting win-win, win-win, win-win. When he was playing draw-draw, win-draw, draw-win, and you could see it going like that. There is a big difference, and I think the day, especially what happened at halftime, I'm getting subbed off, that's probably the indication of the route we now need to go in. And again, I'm not digging him out or anything like that. I know he works hard and runs about, but it's no the minimum now for Rangers. You need end product, and for being the attacking threat of the team, what is the score? 1 every 13 games or something like that. We need a lot more, especially when he's playing out on that right hand side a lot of the time, being able to give that freedom where the likes of Roofe could be having that, and he scores goals for fun. He's averaging a goal every 111 minutes this season, so that's where I see a couple of issues, and that's where I was nervous before the game. You saw that, and then you could see it bleeding in to the game where I was really, really disappointed in the overall midfield. It was as slow as a weekend in the cells. There was no much creativity. Everything was going backwards, and it just fed in to a really, really disappointing cycle in the first 25 minutes of this game, where, again, last week, we had the game dead and buried within 25 minutes. The game was over last week within 20 minutes against the same team on the same park in the same frickin' stadium, to 25 minutes in this game sitting back going, we passed the ball once forward. Nah, it was just a mess, ladies and gentlemen. Shoehorning players in because he rates them, and it just wasn't for the benefit of the team. In fact, I think it directly benefited Dundee, because Scotty Arfield and Ramsey, who was drifting out to the right hand side, and again, I'm putting them both in there, none of them's got pace to burn, none of them's got a threat. So what you actually saw was Dundee fullbacks pushing forward on Rangers, knowing that they didn't have the likes of a Sakala or a movement of a Roofe to chase after, or even a Joe Aribo's pace in behind. They know they can go forward, because what did they need to catch? Arfield or Ramsey on the occasion when Ramsey went out wide. So you talk about that, and that leads directly into the third minute of this game of football, where they're just piling people forward, especially doing the left hand side of them, which is of course the right hand side of Rangers Football Club, and that's how they end up taking the lead in this game in the third minute, where it's a good ball into big Zach Rudden, of course formerly of Rangers. He does well to sort of take Goldson out his position, lovely wee ball in, and then to be fair to the laddie, it is a simply wonderful cross as he gets to the byline. He's battling with Aaron Ramsey. Ramsey probably thinks he's done everything here, but the cross to the back post, man, if Tavernier or Barisic is doing that, we're singing the praises. So to be fair to the Dundee laddie, top notch cross to the back post. But again, And again, I'm trying not to be biased or looking at my blue tinted specs on, but can anybody answer me why Ryan Kent's at the back post marking the player? Why is that not one of our defenders doing that? That's all I wanted to put there. Wasn't liking how that was. I don't think Ryan Kent should be the guy that's at the back post clearing frickin' headers from a cross at the byline. But believe or no, people, despite it feeling like it wasn't all doom and gloom in the first 45 minutes, and even I've had to jog the old memory banks for the two occasions we did create something going forward in what was a horrific first 45 minutes. First one being gorgeous ball in from Calvin Bassey. Morelos does well to jump in between the two defenders, but he unfortunately can't get the header on target as it goes just wide. And then a full 10 minutes after that chance versus bottom of the league Dundee, it takes us a ball to get zipped in by Tavernier. It's a good ball, but it's kind of bouncing. Connor Goldson does very well to chest it down. It goes for a volley, but it goes just wide, and you think to yourself, that's probably going to be it, innit? But it wasn't, people, because in the 40th minute, we got the lifeline. We got that iconic line penalty to Rangers after Tavernier puts a ball into the mixer. And again, I'm not sure if Morelos is actually getting to this here. Maybe the actual pull sort of stops his run or whatever. But there's a pull on the jersey. Is it soft? Aye. But is it a pull in the box? Yes. Do you remember the penalty kick we conceded at Parkhead with Katic doing that on a jersey? So spare me your false outrage and everything like that. It's a pull. It's dependent on the referee. Was it soft? Aye. But is there contact? Yes. Penalty kick. I'll take it in this game of football. Up steps Tav. And you know, son, maybe this is kind of cruel irony, right? Because we're not only in the cursed kit of doom, where whenever we bring out a new kit we seem to always drop points, but in my head, I've sat here and said to you, every single time Tav's took a penalty in his recent run, I've been nervous and be going, oh no, you can, it's a coin toss. I'm still a wee bit nervous given the past scarring of Tavernier missing, and he scored every single one of them. Well, me sitting watching this game be horrific, white kit curse, and then you've got Tavernier. I sit and say, he's scoring this one. Watch this. Stop. Change the kits at half time. Just change the kits. But that leads us to half time with the only other thing worth mentioning from the game of football, apart from good defending from Connor Goldson with a almost counter-attack from Dundee, is of course Aaron Ramsey's header that was just over the bar. So we go into half-time. I'm wanting the kit changed, but apart from that and the potential curse on that, again, the substitution was obvious. And again, I'm not trying to annoy people with that. Mercifully, it was took off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying mercifully because nothing would come off. And he was trying dummies and everything like that when nobody was anywhere behind him. We saw what a dummy done when it was actually someone behind him. But Scott Arfield comes off the frickin' park. He's played a lot of football. Maybe he's just running on absolute fumes. Needs a wee bit of time. But we make a couple of changes as he's not the only one. As Arfield comes off, but so does Big Phil Hollander, who hasn't had a good game. Now, I know he's came back from such a serious injury and everything, and it will take time, but it's another disappointing performance by Big Phil Hollander. I'm not just going to sit and call out Arfield if I want to do it elsewhere or other park. Hollander was disappointing, so he was almost mercifully withdrawn, as well as we brought on Joe Rebo and fashion. Sakala, pace, doing the wide, and you could see it like that. There's just a difference. See, when you've got pace on the right hand side, did you not see how far and how withdrawn Dundee actually were doing that side? Think back to the game. How many times did that fullback in that first half run down that side and put the ball in, even after they were 1-0 up? Now go to the second half when we made that Sakala run. How many yards did he sit off Sakala? 5, 10 yards. That's the difference when you've actually got threat on the sides. He messing about putting midfielders that can't run out wide. No, we put pace down either flank, got them back, and then we put the creative midfield players in the centre of the park and actually gave them the football. And I thought Aaron Ramsey had a much better second half than he did first half, because he was actually played centrally more and didn't have to constantly switch and change all the time with Scotty Arfield. And I thought he grew into the game. We started to grow into the game, but it wasn't until the 60th minute for me that we actually started to look like the Rangers team that I know we can be. And the Rangers team I'm talking about is actually putting things on target, actually putting people in the box and pulling the frickin' trigger. Now, if I'm honest, I was still screaming for Kamal Roofe at this point. If you follow me online, you know I was, but at least we were asking some questions. Because in the 60th minute, you had a very good save from the goalkeeper from a Morelos header at the back post after Tavernier puts in a very, very dangerous cross. Then, a minute later, he somehow gets to the ball, and I still can't believe this save, and it's unfortunate for the goalkeeper because no one will talk about it on that now, but that is a world-class save as Tavernier, again, wonderful ball into the mixer. I know people would dig him out for missing a penalty, but you listening to the recap, everything we done pretty much came for Tavernier's freaking crosses, and it's a header downward, and somehow the goalie just gets there and spoons it completely out of the way because Morelos is there for a potential tap-in, but wonderful save. You're thinking to yourself, oh, here we go, I've seen this story many, many times. We have a corner, it's another save by the goalkeeper. Aaron Ramsey has a shot, the ball's bouncing everywhere, it doesn't fault us. It's all starting to feel a bit familiar and the same script, and then the sub happens, ladies and gentlemen. The boy comes in again. The game changer, Roofe, comes on the freaking park. And what does he do with his very, 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 very first touch? Assists the equalizer. It's a good ball into the mixer again by Tavernier. It falls to Roofe. It gets the header on target. It's spinning and it drops right to Aaron Ramsey, who's got the easiest finish he'll ever do. But I'll tell you something right now, he is the best ever Welsh player to score in Scottish football, just taking that reign and taking that mantle from a guy we all know, and again, not everybody likes him or that, but obviously there was a Welsh John who had that title of being the best Welsh player to ever score in Scottish football, but Aaron Ramsey has took that mantle from, of course, Declan John, and Aaron Ramsey sits at the top. We're back in the game. Roofe's movement and position already paying dividends. It's about what we can do now and keep this momentum. Is that sprinklers? How was sprinklers on? That's right, a distraction genuinely to kill the momentum because it was only just shot after shot, and then the sprinklers came on for a couple of minutes. Now Gio and Mark and everything like that seemed to have a good laugh and that at it, and some of the players were kind of sniggering that, but it was just frustrating because at that point it was just continuous. Then there's a wee bit of break, but of course it wasn't the only break, and sorry, that's actually reminding me. I get excited and I get lost in talking about other things because I'm trying to remember what happened. So there was a couple obviously disruptions throughout the game. First one to start off with toilet roll and everything getting flung on the park, and then you had some tennis balls as well. I think it all happened within the first 10 minutes of the first half, and then there was toilet rolls flung in the second half, if I'm remembering it correctly. Sorry if I'm not, again, there is so much in the old noggin, but the second one was of course when the players actually quite reacted. You could see the frustration with McGregor and Tavernier, Goldson, some of the players, the bench and everything, were getting a bit infuriated because again, they've just came out for the second half, they've maybe had a bollock and they're maybe all jeered each other up, maybe they're calling each other out, they just want to get to play, so you could see the frustrations with the players, but again, the fans are voicing their opinion with the protests and everything like that because the boards want to communicate, and it's an absolute mess, and I'm not want to go into too much detail because people try and twist whatever I say. Either way, I just think something needs to be done about this. We have such a magical month coming up in April with so many competitions, so many dream games. It's really, really disappointing that the board continues to go down this route and back this route. You can quite clearly see it's nearly been unanimously disliked by people. Who wants to be a part of an Ange Ball World Tour? Again, it's embarrassing, it's cringy and everything like that. I think something needs to be done. We're now going an international break. Hopefully something is done because we can't keep letting this go on. We need to all be united and backing and getting behind the team for what is not only a very close title race, but you've got this Europe, you've got another cup and that to play for. We should all be together, but we're no right now because of one glaring issue and it's not been handled correctly by the board, who continues to ignore and pretend that none of this is going to happen. And again, it's no alright, some of the stuff and everything that's getting done isn't right. Again, I need to say that even though he's already know in case somebody tries to twist my words, but it's a mess of a situation that needs to be addressed and sorted and fixed for me during this international break. Moving away back on to the park, when the sprinklers eventually went off, by the way, the game restarted, but it was almost just kind of finding their way back in to the game. All the zip, the pressure, the attack, shot, numerous shots after the 60th minute, all kind of just halted for the next 10 minutes where we tried to find our way back into the game. A couple of wayward crosses, couple of wayward passes, Sakala getting runs. End product was nowhere near good enough, and I've defended the laddie a lot, but his end product tonight was absolutely stinking, and he'll need to drastically improve on that. And it was edging away, and you're thinking, no, just come on, just create some, let it fall to Roofe, just create some, let it fall to Roofe. Well, after Alfredo Morelos went off the park for Saucy Glenn, that substitution allowed us to be a bit more attacking with our centre-backs as Connor Goldson was able to push forward with Saucy Glenn actually covering him, and in Tavernier, of course, involved it. He hits a ball that's gone to Connor Goldson. Connor Goldson hits a step over dummy, ladies and gentlemen, 85th minute of the game, 1-1, where we couldn't complete 2 passes together. He's got the confidence, he's got the awareness to do a step over dummy. It falls to Roofe, who does very well to react to the dummy as it's very close. Shifts on his side, rattles a shot, brilliantly defended. It rebounds to Connor, and you're thinking to yourself, oh please Connor, didn't he put the big 50 pence he done it, big man, do something else. And he did, people, as he just done a wee lefty volley, lifting it out of the goalkeeper. It kissed the back of the net, and just eruption scenes, madness as Connor Goldson breaks not only the white kit curse, but his goal scoring drought in non-purple kits, which now makes him, by the way, if you chip in the goals that he's scored now at Dundee, both in this game and last week's game, he scored the same amount of goals as Dundee has at their stadium since December the 1st. So maybe, just maybe, we should start calling it the Connor Goldson Arena. But aye, the relief I cannot explain to you in my heart when the ball went to the back, and I'm so delighted for the lad. And anyone question whether he wants to be here, whether he likes it here or this, or he's tuned out, just check his reaction, his celebrations, not only with the goal, but his reactions when things weren't going right, screaming at players, getting in players' faces, demanding frickin' more. You saw it for Connor Goldson, and it couldn't have happened to a better guy as well. Absolutely delighted for big CB #1. Hopefully eventually gets that contract extension actually offered to him, because it's no happened yet. And aye, that was game, set, match. Now there was 7 minutes added on towards the end, but nothing really happened, which is a positive thing, by the way. A little bit disappointed with how quickly we were taking the throw-ins, and again, that's more of a shithousery thing. We're too nice for our own good. Why can Glenn Kamara no pick up a yellow card for taking too long to take a throw-in? You know what I mean? They do it to us. Why can we not do it to some other teams? But that's just me, some of the dark arts and all that to one side. There was no silly corners given away. The one throw-in they were allowed to take in the 98th minute of 7 minutes, Aridon, was well defended again by Connor Goldson. We got it away, full-time whistle went, and again the relief just washed over me. Because not only was it 3 points that we badly needed, but it's now led us in to the international break, which I think we really need, because some of the players are running on absolute empty. And again, a lot of that's given away how their usage and how many minutes and that they're playing. Morelos is sitting there with ice wrapped round his actual hamstring. Hopefully that means the Colombian manager's not going to fly him halfway across the world to sit in some stands. That would be nice for that laddie. Rocky's having a scratch in his arse as we finish up today's video. So that's all I'm going to say about the game of football. You're talking about man of the matches, it's hard no to go with Connor Goldson. I think I would go for the laddie. But again, Roofe, how many times do I need to sit here and say this? Look at his stats, his statistics. I don't care about how many pressurised runs Arfield does on oppositions. The only stat that matters in football is the scoreline. And the man who impacts and changes the scoreline more than anybody in the Rangers squad sits on the bench for 95% of the games. People can talk about his fitness, saying, oh, maybe he's not fit enough to play the 90. We'll play him 60 minutes. I'd rather start a game off with a real attacking goal threat, put us in a position to score, then come off the park, than be given and flung on games 25, 30 minutes to go to try and rescue them. That's how I see the game. Roofe needs to be more involved, especially in Scottish football, because I know we're doing wonderful in Europe, and hopefully people understand what I'm saying here. I'm not saying he needs to go straight into the starting 11 for Europe, because our style suits that, because teams come on to us. I'm talking about in Scottish football, when we have to sit there and break runs and break down teams. Maybe play the guy with the best eye to goal in the team, and that's where I think he needs to be. Every Scottish game, he'd be in the starting 11 for me. I've said it all season, you all know it by now, but aye, he's definitely up there with the impact he had in the game, with 2 assists to change it from a loss and a disappointing game to another win. Add that with Aberdeen. What more does he need today? So roll on the international break, people. Roll on the players getting a bit of fitness. Roll on the players getting a bit of rest. And roll on coming back in April with what will be absolute fireworks, which I imagine, I mean, the only thing I can say is, well, at least we'll play better than that. I mean, surely we've got to, ladies and gentlemen. But that's reached the end of today's video. What did you think of the game of football? Who impressed you? Where do you sit with the Roofe situation? Because I know so many people didn't like him. I see it every time I mention it in the comment section. And again, that's what it's all about. It's all about the discussion. There's no right or wrong. Where do you sit with it? What do you think about Scotty Arfield? That'd be a tremendous if you got involved. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I might give you a wee break for me for over the next couple of days. It's an international break. I'll maybe give you a couple of days off because you've been seeing this a lot. But until the next video, I've been sieging over it too. That has been the Arse Scratcher, aka Rocky Boy Johnson. But until next time, take care of yourselves, all the best, and bye bye.